but the most important ingredient is, of course, the participants. I mean, they need to have a willingness to start collaborating with each other, and that's a starting point. Of course, then you need to design kind of the space around that for them to have a discussion and conversations together. And I think what we always try to do is to level the boundaries between people. So really bring them down to the surface of anything goes, and you can say anything. And I think by switching them around a lot, they lose kind of their sense of like, I want to hold on to something. You know, everybody comes to a gathering like this with his own idea. Like, all right, I think this is really important. I want to talk about that. And usually people tend to broadcast that a lot, and they keep on talking, and this is my point, and this is my point. But by various exercises where you allow them to do that in the very early on in the day, then you've taken that away from, then they've said that. And then you can get them to the next level of thinking. That's where the true collaboration starts.
We still defined who they were. Okay. We hadn't done stuff that they thought were relevant enough. And new technology gave them new ways to consume media, and we were not there early enough with them, and we were perceived to be snobbish. So the threat was that we would die with our audience, together with them. If we didn't die, we would get less funding, and that would give less relevant content to the rest of the audience, those who were actually out there. We would get a divided society, and we would lose quality stampers, whatever it says there. So, the new technology gave possibilities, but also problems. We have a parent generation that don't use us in their daily life, so therefore the teenagers don't know about us. They have a new behavior that easily sticks, using this for everything but us. There's a public service media culture that don't give them what they want to get. And we were perceived as dinosaurs, even if we not really are dinosaurs anymore, but that's how they saw us.
1 more minute.
Yeah, but don't interfere. And the crisis is then that we have them as children, they go somewhere else and they will not come back. So then, where do I go then? Here, to the source. Our own strength is also our own history. Our strength is definitely also our trust. We could realize that we need changes, and if we do realize that changes are needed, we can do them. We have a huge audience that actually want to participate with us, and we have fairly stable conditions, believe it or not, even if we think we have a lack of money. So we should use the money we have to do the right things and do them well. We should have the skills that is actually needed, and we do have them, we think, if we do set our priorities and if we listen and incorporate the audience in our work. So the solution is to produce differently, journalism 3.0, shareable and likable, hire more real diversified staff that could do these things, be more visible and use more of our money for marketing so that they know what we actually provide, and change the mindset within public service broadcasters, not only by managers, but among everybody. And finally, be part of their lives. So our title is, if you want to achieve this, we have to be part of their lives, and we should go for it now.
Fantastic. Oh. First of all.
Everything explicit, visualize everything, and then let's see if we have all these ingredients and literally put that in front of them. So there was a lot of, with the harvest, we put it on the floor so that they could see what they had generated. Then you build that trust. We have a lot of good ideas. Now let's see if we can make some sense out of that. It would be my suggestion that they take that back into their day-to-day activities, even the exercises that we did, sit down with a colleague once and do that why exercise for once, or pick a wheel of reasoning and see if you can build an argumentation for something like that, or have an exercise where you defer judgment, where you're not going to say no, I don't agree with you all the time. Those little types of exercises that can really bring this collaborative space to your working environment as well. And can continue working on the stories that they already created. I I think it's going to be distributed on the website of the EBU. Pick that up and bring it back to your organization and say, well, this is what I worked on with a bunch of people back in Brussels. Now let's do that exercise with our company. Where do we end up? Where do we see the future? I think that should be a next step.